Welcome back, everyone, to Public Affairs. I am your host, Kayleigh Aiken, and today I am here with a special guest. Why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about who you are?
My name is Ron Cotton, and I am the president of Central Ohio chapter of the Heaven Saints Motorcycle Ministry. Now, motorcycle ministry, a lot of times people get scared off because they think of motorcycles and gangs, but no, we are a ministry, not a club.
Yes. So how did you get started in this ministry?
Well, you know, I'm a church person, never miss a Sunday unless I'm down and out, and a group of bikers, I say bikers because at the time I didn't know, that they were a ministry, and one of them was the Heaven Saints, and the other, I can't remember for sure, but I think it was Clean and Sober. I'm a little foggy in that area because that was like over almost 17 years ago. And they came to our church and invited our church to go out with them on Thanksgiving Day to serve the homeless. And my wife and I both decided we would go, and we actually rode with the pastor and his wife in their van, and we went down, and while I was there and seeing the circumstances that these people live under, the Holy Spirit just grabbed my heart and said, hey, you need to be part of this. So we told them that we wanted to be along, we wanted to be part of it. We went to meetings, and they weren't real keen on anybody joining right away because they wanted us to come to meetings and get a feel for it. And I said, hey, listen, it's already in our hearts. You know, you might as well have us join, because then we'll be paying the dues and help support the chapter and the ministry. So we joined, and we've been with them ever since.
Yeah. What does your outreach do?
Well, our homeless outreach it's strictly a ministry to the poor and homeless. And we take hot food, and we make up these supply bags that we put toilet paper and moist wipes and a few canned goods in. And we distribute them to the homeless. And the hot meals in the supply bags, and then we also have like clothing and whatever's donated. We do fire starters, we do 1 pound propane tanks, first aid kits, first aid supplies, whatever the need is. You know, if somebody asks for something and we don't have it, we try to get it. And the supply bags, when the homeless come to the back of the truck and ask for the supplies, we give them to them, and we have a tote that has I don't know, probably maybe 8 to 10 items, snacks. And they get to choose 3 different snacks, and they get the propane. If they need blankets, we have blankets, just whatever. Some stuff we put out on tables at the stops that we go to, and it's just one big happy affair.
Just the necessities is what everybody needs.
Yeah. Some of the stuff we put out on the table that they can take as much as they want of, like we do fire starters, and we do bottled water, and we do clothes. We have a volunteer that takes the clothes out of the totes and folds them and puts them on the table so that people can see what we have, you know.
Yeah.
And but all of this is just a tool to get the homeless to come out to the truck, where we can give them the Holy Word, because that's our goal. Our goal is to save lives. And I tell you, there is nothing more rewarding than a salvation that's done in the streets.
Absolutely. So are there homeless in Marion, Ohio?
Yes, there are a few, not like in Columbus, but I try to keep the supply bags in the truck with some of the treats and stuff put in the bags. And I watch for people on the street. Usually you can tell a homeless person because they'll have a backpack, or sometimes not, but you can ask, you know. And then places like the Walmart parking lot, I've been not only talking to Joe, but I've actually got Joe from the Walmart parking lot, who lives in his car, to come and visit our church.
Wow.
So he is a very religious man, but he's just down on his luck, you know.
Where do you mainly find the homeless people in Marion? Is it usually in the Walmart
Well, in
parking
Marion,
lot?
usually it's in the Walmart parking lot. Sometimes you'll see somebody walking on the street and you can just tell, you know.
Yeah.
It takes a keen eye because the way they're dressed, what they're carrying, how they look. You know, sometimes they'll be walking and they'll have their heads down. And you can tell they're distraught, you know. And sometimes all you can do is just pray over them. You know. You can give them the supplies.
So what do you all drive the way to Columbus to serve?
Well, we go to Columbus because in Columbus, the homeless population is much larger, and they're in camps where they live in tents year-round. And by doing that, we can serve anywhere from 70 to 120 people in a given day. So, and it's not just about serving them and giving them supplies. Again, it's about, we have several volunteers that can really preach the word, and we have some that are really good about casting out demons. Most people aren't even familiar with what that looks like, but believe me, it's quite real. So,
yeah. So what is the ministry truck like that you guys drive when you go to Columbus?
Well, it's a workhorse, and it's pretty large. It has a built-in generator, but we have it set up with a high output alternator and a battery pack, and then the generator is backup, because if the alternator would fail, the generator's there that we can use a charger and keep going, which has happened before. You know, things break down. And but it's nice because it has a pretty large counter space where we have a huge coffee urn and a couple small coffee pots and a big roaster that we put the food in. And
you got to have a structure house for everything.
Yes. And it's pretty nice too, because we have volunteers that have been doing this with us so long that I can go out and minister to people and not worry about what's going on the truck, because they know how we do things. And it's, you know, I'm kind of a type A personality, you know. And it's really funny because we went down and visited, it used to be the Redeemers, but it's Life Giving Church now in Westerville, who they support us, and they had a ministry table put out about our ministry.
Oh, wow.
And Tiffany, she works the back of the truck a lot. Her and her husband support us really well. And she turned to my wife and she says, and Ron finally trusts me in the truck.
Yeah.
Because, you know, you get a way that everything works. You don't like to deviate it. I mean, I tell people, like for example, with the snacks, you know, we tell them to take 3 different snacks. That way we have everything, the whole route. Because if somebody takes all of the cookies, then we don't have cookies at the end.
For everybody else.
Which is a small thing, but as far as the flexibility, I tell her that if somebody picks up more than one of something, don't worry about it. As long as not everybody does it, it works out, you know. So.
Yeah. Well, at least you got some people helping out that you can trust them. It's like a working family together.
Yes.
So you talked about having a roaster and coffee pots inside the truck. How do you prepare for an outing?
Well, I prepackage the snack bags, and have them in totes, and the shopping, I shop almost every Saturday, and we buy. A lot of the supplies come from Dollar General because they have those $5 off coupons where I can get the canned meat and stuff cheaper there, and like the cookies are cheaper from Walmart, and the bottled water and the moist wipes, they come from Costco because that's the best place. Wherever we can get the stuff the cheapest, you know. But the shopping is a full-time job. And also while I'm doing that shopping, again, I've got the bags in the back of the truck, and I'm watching for homeless people to minister to along the way. And then in the summertime, like on Saturdays, I watch for garage sales. Sometimes the Holy Spirit will tell me where the productive ones are, because I look for candle wax, because we use the candle wax to make the fire starters.
Yeah, that's actually really helpful.
So, and most of the people will donate the wax. Some people, even when even when they want to sell it to you, it's cheaper than what you can buy the wax in,
Yeah.
like Hobby Lobby,
Yeah, but you have to be resourceful in order to know where to shop for the most convenient stuff, because you guys only have so much that you can spend on
Yes.
everything. So you talked a little bit about it, but what is the goal of your ministry?
The goal is to reach the lost for the Lord. That is the goal. And when we start out on our outings, we have a meeting place where because people come in from different areas, and at that meeting place we pray about the day and how we are going to proceed. And then from the meeting place we go to our first stop when we start our ministry.
Yeah. So it's an all-day event.
Yes.
Yes, getting it to everybody as much as you can. So what quote came from your international ministry that stuck with you throughout the years?
Well, this was really good. Now, this was several years ago. This president, international president, he's retired now, but he said, "People, you are a ministry, not a club. Get out there and find a way to serve and get at it."
Yeah.
So.
And I think you've kind of stuck with that because, like you said, you've been helping. When you see someone on the street, you have bags in the back of your truck to just give out.
Yes.
So you're always working 24/7 almost.
Yeah, and the other end of that coin is that, again, it's a motorcycle ministry, but a motorcycle is not required to belong because it's an international ministry, and there's a lot of people that don't ride motorcycles that belong.
It's a ministry first.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. So when do you do these outreaches?
We do the third Saturday of every month, year-round. We used to do meals on Thanksgiving Day, but we don't do that anymore. But we still do Christmas Eve Day, where we purchase money allowing, we purchase or people donate backpacks, and we pack them full of goodies for the homeless. And we count on the volunteers to bring items that they think would be a good thing to put in the backpacks. And usually our ministry will buy the little flashlights that take the 3A batteries, AAA batteries. And then we buy cigarette lighters because they have campfires, and a lot of them smoke. You can't condemn them for that, And then blankets. Sometimes we buy blankets, but it just depends on how much money we have at the end of the year, because we are a 501c3 tax-exempt unity, and we don't like to carry a lot of money over. We like to keep a good amount because we have the insurance on the truck to pay, which is a healthy bill, and we have to keep a little bit there if we get like a tire for our truck. We had a blowout, $600.
Oh, wow.
Because it's a huge tire, it's a big truck.
Yeah, because I think 600 takes care of 4 tires for my car.
Yeah, and so most of the tires that we have now are good, but they're retreads, and you just never know.
You never know what can happen, so you got to be prepared.
And, like I said, in the spring we had to replace the engine, which was a really hefty expense.
Wow.
And I'm thankful because all of our finances come from donations.
Absolutely. Well, I'm glad that you said that you guys work year-round, because I think that's important, because these homeless people, they don't have a home during especially the cold season, so it's nice that you guys are out there all the time. But we will be taking a short break, and we'll be right back soon.
Baby, tell me, where'd you ever learn to fight without saying no word? Then waltz back into my life like it's all gonna be alright. Don't you know how much it hurts when we don't talk, when we don't touch, when it doesn't feel like we're even in love? It matters to me when I don't know what to say, don't know what to do, don't know if it really even matters to you. How can I make you see it
welcome back from the break. You are watching Public Affairs. Before the break, we were talking about when these outreaches are. So now we will be talking about who is involved with these outreaches.
We have lots of help. Not all the volunteers come every time, but we've been joined, first of all, here in Marion when we load the truck up in the morning. My friend Ed Pickett, he comes to the house, and he's very faithful about helping. And then we have in Westerville and in Genoa Township, there's a couple churches. I think name-wise, I don't know if that's important or not, but Tiffany and Kurt Poling from that church in Westerville, they've been instrumental in getting other people from their church and from the other church involved. And both those churches support us too financially, help with the money. And of course we have volunteers too that help with the money. And we have, outside of those two churches, there is a Spanish-speaking church that has joined with us, and they have possession of a church bus that used to come up from the West Virginia chapter of Heaven Saints. They now have that bus here, and I forget the name of the town, but it's not real far out. And so that's pretty cool because we have the Spanish speaking for people who don't speak English, which doesn't happen real often, but once in a while, we have somebody. It's
better to be prepared.
Yes. And then from, I would say the Pickerington area, but actually it's not just Pickerington. Numa Ministries have partnered with us, and that was pretty cool too because we were at a stop years ago, and this gentleman walked up to me and he says, "How do you get started in something like this? Our group would like to get involved in something like this, and we don't know where to start. How do you find the homeless? Where do you go? What do you do?" And I says, "Well, why don't you just come to our meeting place and tag along with us for a while, and then you can either join us or you can go on and do your own thing." And they did, and when they liked what we do so well that they joined us. And there's a lot to this ministry that we haven't even touched on.
Yeah.
I mean, the donations that we get, the clothing, sometimes we get tents, blankets, backpacks. We give out with the supply bags when they ask. We have 1 pound propane bottles. We have lighters. We have first aid supplies. We have a first aid kit that was donated that we keep like Advil and aspirin and Tylenol and wraps on ice packs and stuff like that. It's a pretty big size. It's inside the truck. We just the Lord gives us what we need. That's the bottom line, ever since that day when I was feeling frustrated and it was just me and my wife, and we were thinking, how are we going to continue? And the Lord spoke to me and says, "I will give you help." And He's faithful. He's faithful. And like I was telling you earlier when we did a Thanksgiving meal that one weekend, or weekday, Thursday, we had 17 cars with volunteers following us around to the different stops. And I say different stops, that's actually going to where, or close to where, people live in tents. Some of the areas are isolated. One of the areas we don't drive down to because there's the possibility of getting trapped by trains that stop. And one of the areas it's too far to walk, so I have an air horn that I sound, and then they hear it, they come out, of course, we told them ahead of time, But basically, I don't know what else.
Yeah, absolutely. It takes a village to take care of all of that, for sure.
Yes.
So being a small chapter of Haven Saints Motorcycle Ministry, how and where did you get so many volunteers? You kind of talked a little bit about that.
Backing up a little bit, there's some other people that I would like to mention that I forgot to mention when we were doing the Who Helps. My vice president we're a small chapter, we only have 4 people. And part of that was because of people leaving, and part of it was because of a couple dying. But my vice president, Mike Murphy, he still works, so he doesn't get to come out in the outings very often. And he does a lot, and because of the distance between us, we use Zoom for our meetings. And his wife, Joyce, is our secretary, and my wife is the treasurer. And she does so much more than just the treasury. In fact, I've got it wrote down because I could never remember it at all. But she did 11 years in a corporation that was for first-time home buyers, and she worked in the accounting department. And then also she had banking experience, 15 years in banking. So.
Wow.
So she handles the money, you know, and we have a separate account that is strictly ministry, and she takes care of balancing the checkbooks, not just in our personal account, but also in the ministry account. She was instrumental in getting our 501c3 from the federal government and our state government, and she does the taxes because the taxes have to be done every year or we lose our tax exempt status. We never have to pay because we don't make that much money, you know. And that's kind of, I don't know. Oh, yeah, you know, I had to look. She also sends out thank you notes to the people we have several people who donate large hunks of money. Well, I wouldn't say large, but I'm talking about more than just somebody passing you a $20 bill, which happens too, you know. We've had people come by on bicycles, you know, and seeing what we do, and they'll pass us some money and then just go on. And I mean, they're not homeless or anything, but they appreciate what we're doing.
They're just helping the cause.
And she also sends out Christmas cards to volunteers that the ones that we have addresses, which are the ones that contribute financially. She does the Christmas cards for them too.
Well, someone's got to do the behind-the-scenes work. For
she does a lot, you know, so I don't mind that she's unable to go out with us when we do the outings because of the weather and her sensitivity to allergens and stuff. But, you know, life is good.
Still instrumental in the process. So what do your campers do when it gets cold out during the colder season?
Well, last year, some of them were very fortunate because I heard on the news that there was a huge grant, and they put up a bunch of the homeless people in hotels and motels for 3 months.
Oh, wow.
To get them out of, so they don't, you know, freeze to death. But we were still serving 50 or 60 people on our outings. So, you know, a prime example, what do they do? Some of them have heaters they use. I recall when we had the polar ice cap that came down that one winter, and we were out there, and I woke a gentleman up in a tent that had snow clear up over the door, you know.
Oh, no.
And I said, "Are you staying warm?" And he says, "I was until I unzipped the fly." And looking in, he had a stack of blankets like that. So I just insulate, you know, they insulate themselves.
Yeah. You've got to be resourceful in times like that.
Some of them have bullet stoves that they break up twigs and burn them, you know. Some of them just, I don't know, they survive, you know.
Absolutely. So is this outreach open to anyone who wants to help or observe? What can people do if they want to help your cause?
Well, they can donate. You can just think of what somebody living out in the rough would need, you know. I mean, blankets, and right now coats and blankets, sweatshirts, blue jeans, stuff like that. It's very needed. That's another thing my wife does. She sorts all the clothing and folds them and puts them in totes. And the money's a good thing too, you know. But the ministry, it is open. Anybody that wants to participate, if you really want to if you're interested, you can go on Facebook and search Central Ohio Heaven Saints, and that'll bring up our site. And at the top of that site, there is a pamphlet that's pinned that tells where we meet and how we do what we do. And my phone number is also in that pamphlet. They could, you know, if you're going to call me, I mean, that's okay, but you're better if you text first because I don't answer numbers I don't recognize. So, yeah, and our chapter of Heaven Saints, you don't have to be a member to help, but if you're wanting to join that ministry, you're welcome to join. There are stipulations. You have to be in a church. You have to. It's basically we want to know that you're a believer and you're following God.
Absolutely. So, what else has your chapter accomplished?
Well, we've done before COVID. We did 7 revivals in the bottom of Columbus, which was a pretty big event where we would feed for the whole weekend. We would have we had live music, we had a gospel blues band from Mansfield that we hired to come down to do the music, and we did that. We used to do Thanksgiving meals too, but COVID kind of put an end to that because, you know, and like with the revival and with the meals, you can't be setting up and spending all that money and then have the police come in and say, you can't do this.
Yeah.
You can't assemble here because of COVID.
Yeah.
So that all ended with COVID. Whether or not it'll start again, who knows? That's up to God.
Haven't decided yet. So what kind of meals do you serve when you do your outreaches?
Okay, all of our meals is restaurant quality food that comes from GFS. We do sausage gravy and biscuits 1 month. We do beef stew and biscuits 1 month. We do chicken and dumplings 1 month. And we do ham and beans and cornbread 1 month. And then we just alternate those 4 meals. And we also serve coffee. And for those who don't drink coffee, we make hot chocolate.
Absolutely. It's nice that you guys think of everything and everyone when doing these. So as we're getting ready to wrap up this interview, is there anything that you would like to add that we may have missed, or a closing statement of any kind?
Well, as far as adding anything, we spoke mostly about stuff. The point that I would like to make is because we are so successful, that is confirmation from God that we're doing what He wants us to do. This ministry, even though I'm kind of the person that falls on, it's not mine, it's His. And it's Holy Spirit driven, and it's very flexible. If somebody has a good idea, hey, we can try it, you know? Or if they say, do you think the homeless would like this? And we'll put it out there and see. A real good example of that was we just had some survival meals that was donated, Patriots Survival.
Oh, wow.
And I thought, well, we'll put the tote out there, and if they take them, they take them. If they don't, they don't. And that's basically what we do. I have 3 large tables that we put out. 2 of the tables we use for clothing and for the coffee, sugar and creamer, and salt and pepper, and napkins. And then the tables for the clothing and the totes of the bottled water and the fire starters, which are free to take as much as they want.
Yeah.
And then the other table, we often let one of the other ministries use. They have their own thing going on. Newman Ministries, they pack bags for the homeless that has treats and supplies and stuff in them, whatever they do, you know.
Absolutely.
We tell people, just come and do whatever you feel you'd like to do.
Yeah. You are watching Public Affairs, and I am your host, Kayleigh Aiken. Thank you.